Thank you very much for the nice presentation. Based on your expertise and cross-cultural readings, do you agree with the notion that the linguo-cultural similarities between Central Asian countries, including Turkey, excluding Tajikistan, are minor and smaller than the differences among different provinces in China?
No, I would not say that, because the underlying layer among the different provinces in the Han China is the same written text, same written characters, and also same volume of books. Whereas the Turkic peoples have a common ancestry from many centuries ago, but the experiences took place in different places. The DNAs also changed, as I said in the beginning. The manas is not the same as Rumi's Masnavi. It's called Masnavi.
Masnavi.
See, my little weakness came out.
No, it's okay.
You see, this is, I think, therefore, while the commonness in religion and the basic words of Altai language, Mongolian language is also fairly close. There's an underlying one, but as far as I know, the northern Kazakhstan, the Kipchak Turkish language is quite different from the Uyghurs language. So I think in Chinese, the written language is exactly the same. Therefore, the thinking pattern is exactly the same. And in terms of nationhood, that also comes into some coming into the consciousness. Today, you cannot hardly find any Chinese who denies I'm Chinese. Very, very few. Han Chinese. So the common psychological identification, cultural identification is very strong. So it's quite homogeneous. In terms of in Central Asia and in Turkey, and even let's say we go even to Romania and Bulgaria, there are Turkish speaking living there. I think the common identity is not there, but the common bond and affinity, sense of affinity, definitely is there. But in terms of nationhood, statehood, it's not quite as strong.
I have a question about the concept of bridge. Hong Kong positioned itself as a bridge between East and West, stemming from its past and the present. Istanbul as well portrays itself as a bridge between East and West. So Kazakhstan, at the same time, in the official discourse, portrays to be a bridge between East and West. Azerbaijan as well, that have the same discourse. Well, what do you think? What is the main reason behind projecting itself as a bridge in terms of foreign policy? I mean, or as a just in general as an image? I mean, where does this bridge start and where does it end?
That begs for 1 hour of discourse, but I will try to be brief. You see, East and West started from Persia and Greece, and that's 2,500 years ago. The 3 Persian wars, the Greek and Persia had wars. Alexander, precisely because Alexander felt that he wanted to conquer the East, that he went eastward. But after 10 years, he found out the East was also quite strong. So that is one kind of East and West. Second kind of East and West in today's context probably means the Christian Europe and the east of it. So in that sense, India, Indonesia, Japan are all part of the East, whereas it's not homogeneous. The third context is to do with the Cold War, and the West is the free world. The East is the Iron Curtain. So East and West have 3 contexts, at least these 3 historical different contexts. Hong Kong probably is a misnomer by calling itself a bridge between the East and West. It is a place where Eastern and Western cultures meet, but it's not a bridge. You don't have to meet in a bridge. We can meet in the cafeteria. Right? Turkey, by geography, by culture, by its political disposition, I mean the national disposition, is truly a bridge between East and West. Because if you look at the landmass, excluding for this discussion Australia and also both Americas, Turkey is right in the middle. No matter how you carve the landmass, Turkey is in the middle. And historically, during the Persian and Greek split, Turkey is right in the middle. This is why 4th century you have the cemeteries near Trabzon. And this is why Anatolia has always been called by the Greek Asia Minor. So I think Turkey is truly that way, but Turkey can opt diplomatically either for this camp or for that camp if there are still camps left. But Turkey can also decide on neither this nor that. In fact, Ataturk chose to be neutral during the Second World War. Ataturk died in 1938, but during the Second World War, Turkey was neutral, right? Am I correct?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So my answer to you is that bridge, there's nothing special and nothing good about it if you're not it. And Hong Kong shouldn't call itself the bridge. Hong Kong should call itself the meeting point. I was the chairman of the Hong Kong Cultural Heritage Commission. I argued against this terms all the time. Because bridge has to be something that through which you must go. Otherwise, you cannot get to the other point. That's bridge. And Turkey is that. For example, I'm going to Vienna next week. My bridge is Istanbul, because now flying to Istanbul, I don't have to go out of the Ataturk airport. 2 hours later, I get to a plane to Vienna. Sorry, okay.
Yes. We've all read the stories about the attacks in Xinjiang, in Changsha, and also in Kunming. And given the fact that, if I'm not mistaken, the leader of the Eastern Turkestan group still lives in Turkey.
Yeah.
So just wondering how would that impact the relationship between the two countries?
Yes, I know it's sensitive, but I, as an academic, know no sensitivity in this area. I can say anything I want. I'm sure the host will be happy.
May I make a clarification just before your answer? Because East Turkestan group's leader is not living in Turkey right now. The ex-leader was living in Turkey. He died. If the current so-called leader is Rabia Kadar, he's in United States.
Washington DC.
And
Yeah.
the Uyghur Congress is right now in Germany, not in Turkey.
Yeah. Good.
So in that
But
sense,
I wanted
the
to
current
say-
leader of East Turkestan is not in
Yeah,
Turkey.
but I wanted to give you a historical background. During the Qing dynasty, during maybe a 40-year period, the ruler of southern Xinjiang and western part of Xinjiang was a Uzbek clergyman. His name is Akubek.
Yakub.
And he was driven out. But while he was struggling with Qing dynasty, Ottoman Empire was in its very declining days. There was one capitulation after another. They yielded the same kind of rights the Qing dynasty was writing. Foreigners should not be judged by the Turkish court, just like foreigners in China should not be judged by the Chinese court, because they say the Chinese laws and Turkish laws were backwards. We don't trust their courts, and so forth. So capitulation is 治外法权, and also concessions and so forth. So during that period, some people told the reigning sultan that you are going to lose the Arab people, because you are now ruling the whole Islamic world as a Khalifa or Caliph in the Caliph or Khalifa, as the supreme leader of the Islamic world. So unless you can unite all the Turks behind you, then you cannot really sustain the power. So some people suggested that. He was quite amenable to that. Therefore, when Akub Bey means a big guy, a gentleman, a big Yakub Bey was being challenged, he sought benediction, or he sought authorization, and he sought even investiture, Sefeng, from the Ottoman Sultan. Ottoman Sultan did. So he ruled Xinjiang for a while in the name of Ottoman Sultan. Just like in name, some other people ruled other places in terms of Ottoman Sultan. So his descendants probably now live, descendants already merged into society, lived in Turkey. Because of linguistic and now religious coincidence. Among the different Turkic people, Xinjiang, Uzbekistan people can talk to each other without difficulty. Xinjiang and Turkic people can talk with some difficulty but very easily, unlike the northern people, so forth. So this is one. So-called Pan-Turkism has some elements in Turkey there. Second, also during the waning days of the Ottoman Empire, Islam was being colonized one by one. Tunisia was taken as a protectorate of France, and Libya was taken coveted by Italy, and so forth. So there another guy. In fact, this guy came from Afghanistan. He thought he advised the Sultan. He says, "You must use Islam as a uniting force." So the Sultan used Pan-Arabism and Pan-Islamism as a force to hold his empire. And that train of thought may still exist in some small fragments of the Turkish society, if I may. So that is why. But in reality, I think all governments in Turkey have denied or have tried not to meddle in Chinese internal affairs, even before 1949. Chiang Kai-shek was a good friend of Ataturk, an admirer of Ataturk. Ataturk never said, "I want to take Chiang Kai-shek." Chiang Kai-shek also, Sheng Shicai was appointed by Chiang Kai-shek to Xinjiang. So that never took place. Now some of the people on the internet didn't know history enough, just said anything. So my own feeling is, while such people in a free society always exist, I think the official government has no such policy.